Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tres Jolie channel, or my channel. I am here with this month's mixed media kit, and I'm sort of working on some ideas right now, but I'm just going to go over real quick what's in here. You have well, I dropped them on. I did some little drops, even though this is on paper and alcohol ink's not really made for paper. But just to show the color, you have the white, which was a single bottle by itself in Snow Cap, the mixative in Snow Cap. And then the ones that were in this 3-pack, which were the Purple Twilight, Sunshine Yellow, and Sunset Orange. So 4 alcohol inks together, or total in here. Then you had this pack of 49 and Market flowers, the tangerine color wildflowers, and then 3 things from AB Studios. There's this cut apart sheet. Well, it has a print on the back and then some cut apart pieces there. A pack of acrylic gears. There's 2 in the pack. So those are cool. Those are going to be great for alcohol ink. And then this Art Deco chipboard piece. And I've been thinking and playing around in my head. And I think my first project is going to focus on one of those acrylic pieces. I kind of have an idea going for something to do with, you know, that can be used for kind of a photo frame. Well, not a frame, but to put a photo on. You'll see. Well, I guess if you've seen the pictures, you've already seen, but this is my thought process of how I get to the end. So I'm going to start with this gear and use the alcohol inks on it. And I was playing around with the colors. These are just pieces of Yupo from my stash that I was using just to play with the color. And you can see how they kind of come together nicely there. But I'm going to kind of do that on this. So to go over, there's a few things you can use, like brushes. I wouldn't use brushes that are good quality. Alcohol ink and alcohol is hard on brushes, so just cheap brushes. There's Tim Holtz has these little, well, yeah, these little alcohol, they're like little felt pads if you haven't seen them before, and they go on the blending tool. I also used like little makeup sponges like this, and that's actually what I was using when I was making my little play around cards for blending. Just anything you use is going to get stained. I thought I had some, but I can't find them now. The little flat round makeup applicator pads, those can work. You probably could do it with a rag that you didn't like. And then there's some alcohol blending solutions that are made for the alcohol inks. But if you don't have that, your regular rubbing alcohol will work too. Now, I only have the 70% alcohol, and the higher the quality of alcohol, the less you risk of it having impurities in it. But mine worked. I actually used 70% on these in just this little spray bottle. Mine's a little mini mister, but any little spray bottle will do. And I just put the alcohol in it so that I could spritz it on. So, you know, just a few little common household items can be used with the alcohol inks. So I'm just going to oh, I just had it. And oh, there it is. And you'll see what this is for. And it's for blowing your alcohol inks around while they're still wet. Just a straw. And I think that's what I'm gonna work with here. Try to get going in something. I'm just going to lay some paper towels under my acrylic piece there, and just sort of start. And I'll start with the purple and then go down to orange and then to the, well, I'll get the names, the proper names: the purple twilight, the sunset orange, and the sunshine yellow. And then mix in the snow cap. I can't really explain what I'm going to be doing, so I think it'll probably work better just to show you. But to start, I want to work on a wet background. I don't want to put this on dry. So I'm going to just sort of take some of my blending solution, or if you have alcohol, you could use that. And just sort of brush it around and get it wet back here. And you gotta work fast because, like alcohol, it is very evaporative. We'll see how I do here. Or if you're using the alcohol in a sprayer, you could just spray it like that. And then I'll just start in adding some drops of color. Now for anybody who hasn't used the mixatives, they need to be shaken. You'll hear the little metal ball in them when you shake them, just to stir them up. I just thought I would mention that they do need shaken before you use them. Okay, I am going to stop it right here. I don't know if I'll come back and add more. I am just going to, actually I haven't seen, there's what the other side looks like, but I'm going to just give it a real light spray with my alcohol and then just let it move around how it wants and then air dry. I let this dry. Alcohol ink dries quickly, but it can stay sticky for a couple hours. In fact, it's been a couple hours and it's still kind of sticky. But I'm trying to decide right now if it's exactly how I want it, because it's gonna have my little picture here, and the flowers from the kit are basically going to be framing and underneath the picture, just kind of reshaping them from shipping and whatnot, packaging. And I'm probably also going to grab up some chipboard or some chipboard or cardboard, so that this isn't floppy, so it stays up on its own, since it will be up in the air. But right now, before I get to all of that, I just really kind of want to see how things are going to look for me. And oh, there, then I was looking for this. I'm just going to play with my flowers and kind of get an idea of what direction things are going to go. Let's see what I can get going here. to try to work in some more of the snow cap into the purple, maybe some orange a little further down. See where I can go with all that. as you can see, I have my splitters on there, and I have the colors how I want them. And after this next step that I'm going to explain, then I will come back and start adhering everything. And I can't remember if I already said this, but I did put just a piece of cardboard on the back of the picture just so that it doesn't flop around, and I just used some double-sided tape for that. And now in this part you don't have to do, but I am going to just use some workable fixative to kind of seal this up a little bit. It's kind of a, I don't know how to really explain. It's not like an official sealer. It doesn't have like UV protection or anything, but I just want to put something on here, and I'm going to use the workable fixative. And part of the reason is because any glue I use that can work on the acrylic on a non-porous surface is likely going to reactivate the alcohol inks, like Fabri-Tac, which is acetone based, and that will reactivate the inks. And I'm not sure if this will, but it might. So I'm just going to be safe. Oh, this is some gel medium. And so I'm just going to go take this and I'm going to spray it with the fixative. And then I'm going to set everything out and let it just finish setting up before I dry. Like, actually, this isn't sticky anymore. So I think this is about 5 minutes. I'll probably give it a little bit more. And then I'll be able to come back and I'll be able to put my flowers and my picture on. My workable fixative is set, and I'm just going to throw this out there. If you don't want to use the side that you put the alcohol ink on, this is a transparency and it can be turned over. It's just, as you can see, the transparency does affect how vibrant the colors are. And I had thought about using this, but I really like the vibrancy of my colors. So that's why I'm going to stick with this. Now I'm going to line this up so that I know it's straight. I'm just going to use one of the guidelines. And for me, I'm using some of my matte super heavy gel, and that's because it's a little more malleable. Well, it's very malleable when it's wet. I'll be able to put it where I want it, but if I need to adjust things, it'll still be there, and I can pile it up if I need a little extra support. Fabri-Tac, I believe it should work on acrylic, but I'm like 99.9% sure that Fabri-Tac might even eat through the fixative. I can't remember why I'm saying that. I swear it might have happened to me, but it's not going to matter because it would only affect the back, so I don't think it would really make a big difference on the front. I just like having things sealed up and trying to stay where I put them. So as long as you have some type of glue that is going to work on a non-porous surface, like the acrylic. I don't think any water-based glues like art glitter glue, I don't know if that would work as well. I've always just used the heavier duty glues for non-pore surfaces. So I'm gonna get to it now, and I'm going to add my flowers and my flower pieces, and just finish this up. I'm gonna re-put them back on, kind of how I had them before, and try to get them kind of in place as best as I can. And make sure I like how things look before I start putting gobs of glue on there. And there you have a little beachy, tropical themed place for a picture. Now, I'll just explain the picture real quick. This is actually my mom and one of my uncles, so it's an old photo, and I just sort of like bokeh'd. I edited this on my computer and left them in focus, and then kind of bokeh'd all around everywhere else. But that's the photo that I had decided to use, and since they were at the beach and it kind of fit, so there's that. And so far right now, I'm just gonna do this real quick. You can see where the gobs are, but it doesn't look like they've affected the alcohol ink. I'll give it until tomorrow. We'll see how it starts going. I think this has like a 24-hour set time. I can't say how long it takes to be completely dry. I live in a humid environment, and eventually I learned to just put things aside, and when I found them again set up on a safe place, they were usually dry by then. So, but well, even by tomorrow morning I should be able to tell. But anyhow, so there you have it, a project done with just a couple staples, mostly, actually, some kind of glue for a non-porous surface because of the acrylic. And if you don't have an alcohol blending solution specifically, rubbing alcohol will work. And well, I used this and some cardboard to back my photo. And like I said, this is optional. It wasn't absolutely necessary. I just liked to kind of put a little bit of a seal coat on that alcohol ink. And I will point out, this isn't like a top coat, finish coat, seal coat. It's sort of a in-between coat. Usually used for like pencils and stuff, but it worked for this for me. And now to explain the little stands. There's a couple of options, little easels, and I got mine at Walmart that you could do for it. That gear does have a flat bottom, so it works out nicely. You can shape this leaf so that it's hanging over that edge to hold your little picture up, or something like this, which I got mine at the Dollar Tree. And you can set your project in like that, and then you can display it. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet, but those are a couple of options for display. But the project is done. So I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope it helped you to learn about alcohol inks and how they can work on acrylic surfaces, and that it gave you an idea of what can be done with items that were in the kit in this project. Like I said, minus glues and a double-sided tape and just a sealer. Oh, and some alcohol to help with the blending. It is all items from the kit. The gear is from the kit. All of the alcohol inks I used are from the kit, and the flower pack was from the kit. So I hope this helped you, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon.